the best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Rougher than Knuckles, the best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles, I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle, I break them down whether they knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First knuckles, still the knuckles, then no knuckle chuckle.
Hello, I am not Andy Griffith, and this is not a horrible, unholy fusion between a Kentaro Miura's work and a classic American sitcom. Welcome back to the final part of Sonic Mania. So, as I said, where's the game? 1 second. Sorry. Okay, hang on. Oh, there we go. About time. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're finishing off the Sonic and Tails story tonight. And in our remainder, we're going to take a look at the Knuckles campaign briefly, and then we're going to look at the Encore mode that was added for Sonic Mania Plus. So, with more ado, let's get started. Oh, booted us back to Act 1. Great. So this will take a moment. Yeah, that's trying to put pressure on Twitch to take action against hate raids. Basically, it's the troll's new weapon. They're using the raid feature to harass people. Because of course they are. Do we have game audio, by the way? Yes. Yes, they are. In fact, that becomes clearer every year. Or week. This is not my favorite level. I mean, I understand wanting to get more representation from Sonic CD in here, but I think that there are other levels that would have been more distinctive and more worthy of being remixed. Boss is really fun, but proper boss, not the mid boss. listed card. I will admit that perspective game is really clever. Hello and hello. Thank you for watching. Shit. Yeah, Supersonic is sort of a liability here, actually. I was trying to, top him off to get through the level more quickly, but... I think the stream is on delay once... Oh, whoops. I hit my Ninty wrong button. He's not here. Again? this is probably the reason that this level got picked. Is because of the shrink ray gimmick. Which, to be fair, it was really clever in Sonic TV, so I can see why they'd want to revisit it. There really hasn't been anything else like it in the series. Probably because they thought it was too Mario. Yep. Well, that's how you know you're getting towards the end of the game. When it starts playing dirty. Alright, now this is clever. Check it out. The boss is a gotcha machine. And I love the little creepy Amy dolls that try to hug you and then blow up. It's a great touch. That's actually her only appearance in this game, surprisingly. Yeah, you can. All right, here we go, on to the final zone. So, Titanic Monarch takes place entirely inside Eggman and the Hard-Boiled Heavy's latest Doomsday weapon. That big thing you saw in the background there. And I do like that concept as a final level, but as for the level itself, I feel it's just a little underwhelming. I don't know. I really would have loved to see Mania's take on doing the Death Egg Zone, but sadly, I think because they couldn't use that because they brought the Death Egg back in Sonic Forces and squandered it, of course. But yeah, I think it would have been fun if this zone had involved, like, going through recognizable parts of the giant mecha's body and destroying them one by one, like starting with the hands maybe, or the feet, and working your way up to the head. As it is, there's a pretty good mix of gimmicks and stuff from a lot of the classic, you know, final levels, but I don't know, something about it just doesn't come together for me. Yeah, that's something related to what I suggested earlier. That's something that the series really hasn't done before, to my knowledge. You know, spending a whole level traveling through a giant Eggman mecha and destroying it piece by piece. But, you know, considering how many concepts they reuse, considering how many concepts they reuse in terms of level design, I think that could be sort of a breath of fresh air. Really? There we go. There's an achievement for getting through this entire zone, or this entire act, without taking any damage. And it's... no, it said HBH for hard-boiled heavies. Those are the Eggman robots we've been fighting throughout the game. Yep, and this is the Death Egg Act 1 boss, so we got something Death Egg in here at least. Aside from, you know, the Death Egg robot being the Green Hill Zone boss. What it's doing here is increasing and decreasing the gravity. So yeah, it increases and decreases the gravity as it moves the elevator up and down. Later. Thanks for watching. Okay, so things get weird in Act 2 here because the power of the Phantom Ruby, that purple thing that we've been chasing all game, is starting to go out of control, so there are random warp portals all over the place here. So the Phantom Ruby was intended to tie into the story of Sonic Forces, but, well, considering what a trash fire that game was, it's sort of unfortunate that the tie-in, you know, had to exist. So yeah, you've got these 5 different sort of sub-areas, each one based on a different one of the heavies. I think this one is Shinobi's, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a creepy little touch. Yeah, the Phantom Ruby was pretty clearly intended for more than it ended up being used for, because, you know, they introduced it as this sort of mysterious artifact that's quite possibly alive and sentient, and then Sonic Forces basically didn't use it for anything except, you know, as a MacGuffin. I have no doubt that it'll probably show up again in another Sonic game, because in Forces, they didn't even say what happened to it, if it had been destroyed or anything or not. So that suggests to me that they want to use it again. Yeah, that's the real danger in this level. It's not, you know, running into any of the enemies or anything like that. It's being squished. That the level geometry is, you know, been the most dangerous thing about a Sonic level. But I think this time, you know, that's pretty much the case in most, if not all, of the 3D games. But I think this time they were going for it semi-intentionally. the normal final boss for everybody except Sonic. The Egg Pokeball. Of course, that's not really what it is, but that's what it looks like, so... Now, because of the Phantom Ruby there, this boss is normally invulnerable. So, it's sort of unusual. Even Super Sonic can't damage when that shield is up. Yeah, then he'll summon these Ruby Construct hands, and you'll fight one of the heavies at random. For a couple seconds anyway. So yeah, the funny thing is the flashing alert signs in the background here are a pretty clear reference to Evangelion. And the audio sample in the track here is... Yeah, I don't think we want another Sonic and Pokemon crossover, honestly. Ugh. Yeah, see, that's totally the Evangelion alert signs from the Geofront. Yeah, you can actually hit the heavies when you go into their little pocket dimensions or whatever, but as far as I'm aware, it doesn't actually do anything. Warudo! But of course, since we have all the emeralds, we've got one more to go. And that's Heavy King. A nice touch here that if you watch closely, the level timer is going absolutely nuts throughout this stage. I guess it's supposed to represent the Phantom Ruby going out of control or whatever. So yeah, if you're paying attention here, the orbs that Heavy King fires actually can hurt Supersonic amazingly enough. That's somewhat unprecedented. I mean, they only knock out a few rings, but still. Is a sort of turbo boost move that you can do here in this stage. It's unique to Supersonic, but it costs 10 rings per use, so it's very risky. Better to play it safe here. There we go. So the Phantom Ruby reacts with the Chaos Emeralds, and it sucks Sonic into a portal, and he reappears in Sonic Force's story, which is unfortunate for everyone involved. So, that's it for Sonic and Tails. So next... Hold on 1 second. Next, it's time for...
Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles. You can call me Knuckles, unlike Knuckles, I'm Chuckle. I'd rather flex my knuckles. I'm hard as Knuckles. It ain't hard to chuckle. I break them down whether they knuckles. Knuckles. Unlike Knuckles, I'm independent since my first chuckle. First Knuckles, feel the Knuckles, then no Knuckles. Chuckle. Here I come, rougher than Knuckles. The best of them, tougher than Knuckles.
Thank you, Triple Q. That remix is godly. Okay, so not only are we doing Knuckles, we are turning on and Knuckles mode because Taxman and the guys who made this game are aware of the memes in the fandom. Gloriously aware. We have to start a save file for that. Alright, so we start off in a different area of Green Hill than Sonic and Tails and Mighty and Ray do. So Knuckles is pretty much the same as he was in Sonic 3, except a lot better animated. So still has a low jump height and lower top speed, but he can still glide and climb walls. And he can still, you know, bust through barriers just by walking into them, so... all that good stuff. So... like I said in the last stream, most of the game with Knuckles is not all that different. However... the first act of Mirage Saloon Zone... picks up with Knuckles after he fell off of the plane in Sonic and Tails' story, and the level that follows is totally different. While Sonic, Tails, Mighty, and Ray are flying around in the sky in this zone, Knuckles is going through the underground, as he is wont to do. So yes, they also brought back the super forms for the characters other than Sonic, which nobody thought, everybody thought that they had been written out of continuity pretty much. Yeah, Super Knuckles and Super Tails are here, and Mighty and Ray actually get super forms too, surprisingly enough. So yes, Knuckles fights this boss too, but it's in a completely different way. This is an homage to one of the Game Gear games, I believe. Now it's a dead homage. I think the rest of the zone is pretty much the same. So let's go to Lava Reef. Wish it wouldn't turn Head Knuckles mode off on you boot back to the menu. Is that done? This is not my night for being squished. Case in point. Yes, very funny. So yeah, Knuckles gets to skip vast swaths of this level. Knew that wasn't going to go well. fire. Somebody's finally learned after 30 years, or 20 years. So yes, this is actually the only time, aside from Sonic's true final boss, that you fight the heavy king. So this is sort of an homage to Knuckles' final boss in Sonic 3, which I'm sorry I didn't get to show you before we stopped that, but it's pretty cool because Mecha Sonic returns and uses the Master Emerald to turn into Mecha Super Sonic, or Super Mecha Sonic, however you want to parse that. So yeah, the rest of the game is, again, pretty much the same from there. But, I promised that we would take a look at Mighty and Ray, and we will in Encore mode. Now, Encore mode is a, it's a special sort of remix of the game with different obstacles, different enemy patterns, and a rather unusual gimmick, which you will see here. So as you can see, after Sonic Forces, Sonic returns to the classic dimension, along with the Phantom Ruby. And you get a pretty faithful recreation of Angel Island Zone, for a couple minutes anyway. Except without the special ring there. And there they are. Yes! Alright, so in Encore mode you can switch between any two characters that are available at any time. So you can see that Mighty has this super powerful hammer drop move thing. It's basically a ground pound, just like Ame. And he's also somewhat immune to spikes. If you fall onto a set of spikes, he will bounce off. But only for one bounce, though. Yes, the heavies are back and they want revenge! Mighty's hammer drop can also shake items out of trees or ceilings or what have you. Pretty useful, actually. So these monitors give you a spare character. So the ideal is to have all 5 of them in stock. Because if you lose a life as one of them, you lose that character temporarily until you find another item box. So you can see I've switched to Knuckles. So the whole gimmick of this mode is basically keeping you on your toes throughout. The special stages are also remixed. They're backwards and much more difficult than the stages in the vanilla version. So, y'all excuse me if I do not go through that again. Alright, so from there we can start on my save file. Yeah, part of the challenge of this mode is that it forces you to become familiar with all the characters, not just, you know, your favorites. Because you never really know when you're going to be suddenly switched to somebody you're not so familiar with. Locations of the special stages, or special stage rings, are also all mixed up. Alright, so now we've got all 5. So yeah, you lose all 5 characters and it's game over. Yes, you can turn super. Yeah, there's a special ending of the game. If you manage to make it all the way through twice. So let me just get to the save point at the end of the zone, and I will show you what that is. That will require going through Titanic Monarch again, but that won't take long. Should have just enough time. There's also a new bonus stage in this mode. I almost forgot. So yeah, this will help you get your partners back if you lose them. And if you don't do that. Yeah, a little bit like Spinball. I may have mentioned before that Mighty and Ray actually debuted in an arcade game called Sega Sonic the Hedgehog that never left Japan. And it's never been successfully emulated either, because the game was controlled with a trackball. And, well, it's nearly impossible to reproduce the game's controls without the actual, hardware. So it's one of the lost curiosities of the early Sonic games. So the background music in the new bonus stage actually comes from Sega Sonic. Here's Ray. So Ray's gimmick is, well, he's basically like King Mario from Super Mario World. He has a controlled glide, well, more controlled than Knuckles' glide. And if you manage to finagle it right, you can actually get up to a faster top speed than even Super Sonic as regular Ray. This isn't exactly the best level to show Ray's ability off. So yeah, obviously he doesn't have the ground pound like Cake Mario does. Because, they gave that to Mighty, but speedrunners absolutely love him for obvious reasons. So I know that was difficult to see, but that was all 5 characters in their super forms. Knocking him into the portal there. There's one more scene post-credits. Okay, so on that somewhat strange note, that is the end of the Sonic 30th Spinniversary. Thank you for watching all this time. Apologies that, there was that long break in between installments, but what are you gonna do? Okay, so next week we are going to be starting a game that I've been meaning to get into for almost a year. That would be Shantae and the Seven Sirens. I love the Shantae series, and I'm really excited for this one. So, that will be on Monday. Until then, you know the drill. Thank you for watching. If you would like to support me, head to that link at the bottom of the screen, wlo.link/@BHS desk. My donation info is there for PayPal and Patreon. If you're watching on YouTube, throw me a like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, follow